My name is Agnan, and I've dedicated the last 4 years of my life to improving my social skills, and in that time, I've even been able to help out a few guys to get similar results. So by the end of this video, you will understand the exact way to not just improve at your social skills, but to not get stagnation and to actually keep progressing even once you make some progress. I will explain the system that I've created in order to maintain the progress, and so by the end of the video you will understand everything perfectly. So what usually happens with guys who start approaching is they get a little bit of results, they start approaching, but then very quickly approaching and just doing the usual approach, saying hi, whatever, gets pretty easy, and they end up suffering from stagnation. What I've figured out, one system that I've figured out, I'm not the first guy who did this, but it's definitely something I've done myself and it's helped me, is implementing like a level system to your approaches. Basically, like progressively overloading your approaches just like in the gym, making them harder as you level up in order to keep leveling up. Just like in a video game, if you were to play level 1 and beat level 1, the first time you do it, it's kind of hard, but then you do it again, it's easier, and by the 10th time, your skill level is above the level of the game. So what do you need to do? You need to move a level higher. So what we do is we practically just use this in social skills. So when you're approaching, the first thing that you might do, the first type of approach is like you walk up and you just say hello. Once it becomes easy to just walk up to people and say hello or hello, how's you doing, you just add something more. Maybe this time you say hello, how's your day going, and then you add a compliment. Maybe this time you open with a different opener, something maybe a bit more difficult, maybe a question or something that's relevant, or you start off with a compliment. Once this becomes easy, you move up another level. Now you walk up to strangers, you say, hello, how's your day going? And you set yourself a challenge of speaking to them for like 3, 4, 5 minutes straight, and you cannot move, you cannot leave the interaction until you do it. Once that becomes easy, you can try something like approaching a group of people and saying hello, or you can try approaching like an attractive girl and getting her number. You move up levels as your skill level becomes easier. So again, it's like you can expect it like, you can imagine like a video game where every approach is a certain level of XP, and the harder the approach, the more XP that you get. And of course, the higher a level gets, the more important it's going to be to get more XP, because it takes more XP to get to a higher level, if that makes sense. I might have went on to a bit of a tangent there, but you get what I'm saying, right? The more skill that you get, the harder the approaches need to be, so that you get more experience, so that you reach a higher level. Another thing that I also like doing, that I've also started implementing, is social skills techniques in the approaches that we do. So basically, instead of just doing an approach normally and let's say making it a bit harder by saying hello, how's your day going, having a slightly longer conversation, I start using social skills techniques. So for example, stuff like smiling when I'm doing the approach, having better body language, like walking more kind of upright, having better eye contact. These are things that when you start doing in the approaches and you do them for long enough, eventually they become habitual, meaning you start doing them without thinking, and it's like another level that you've broken through. The way as well specifically that you do this is you learn one of these things either from watching my videos or from reading it from a book or wherever, and then you specifically, and this is very important, you use them one by one, meaning you don't try smiling and making better eye contact and having better body language and standing in the correct way at the same time. Because if you try that and you go and you do an interaction, you get confused and you forget all of them. You just do one at a time. Let's say you want to learn to get better eye contact. Keep more eye contact during the conversation. You keep this in mind and you remember eye contact, eye contact. Then when you actually walk up to the person, you know that there is this one thing that you're focusing on, you focus on it, and you make sure that you do it well. So you're maintaining eye contact, and then you're having the conversation usually. You do this maybe maybe like 10 to 20 times. Eventually, you'll notice it kind of becomes habitual. Sometimes you'll notice you do an approach, and you have like really good eye contact, but you only notice after the approach that you've been doing it without even thinking, because it's become habitual. This is your goal with every single social skills technique that you can imagine. Because after a while, you start implementing better eye contact, better body language, better tonality, better way of standing, better way of speaking. And before you know it, you're a way more charismatic, way more kind of socially socially more capable person habitually through just naturally doing these things, stacking them up one by one. But the important thing is that you do them one by one. So your action step for this video would be to kind of judge what level you are at when it comes to the approaches. Is it easy to walk up to a person and say hello? If so, add hello, how's your day going? Is it hard to walk up to a person in the first place? In that case, you're probably still at level 1 or level 0, so you just should focus on actually getting the approaches. And if you want more information, you can check out other videos on my channel on that. But if you're at the point where you can even walk up to a person and have like a 5-minute long conversation with any stranger and it's kind of easy, try implementing some technique. Next time when you do it, try smiling for the entire conversation without looking like a psychopath. Try doing it normally. Or maybe try approaching a group of people and having a conversation with them, or try approaching an attractive girl. Just think about the way that you could make the approach harder and then make it harder and also implement some techniques. If you found this video helpful and you want to learn more about this and learn more about social skills, specifically like one-on-one from me, you can check out the first link in the description. You can also check out the second link, which will bring you to my community, where you'll also meet other like-minded guys who are all talking about social skills and improving. Thank you very much for sticking around till the end of the video. You can check out this video, click on the subscribe button, and do the work.